let's talk about the music.
Sure. Let's talk about the music.
You say you've been telling us that music has kind of been not an escape, but like that's a lot of the reason, like faith has been a big reason of why you got into music in the first place. First question that I had was, when did that moment where you wanted to do it professionally happen? Like, when did that shift?
I think it was a couple seconds after I was out of the womb, if I'm honest. There was never really a backup option.
Really?
I came out ready
Never wanted to be a nurse or like anything like that?
Or a vet. No, those are popular ones. I never wanted to do any of those things. For a while, I really did want to be a Disney princess for a stint.
There's a lot of overlap between that and what you're doing anyway, right? Just music. You're going to sing either way.
Yeah, right?
If you were going to be a Disney princess, which one would you be?
Always Ariel. It's fine. Glad we're on the same page. Same.
That's none of your business.
Yeah,
I think that's also the Disney princess I would be if I had to be one. Just if we're going by hair color, you know?
Yeah.
Guess so.
Totally.
Okay, totally off topic.
Yeah, no, that's great.
This is why I'm here.
That's exactly what I
asked the question.
I would have said that about you too. That's good. No, what were we talking about?
When did you want to do it professionally?
There we go. There it is.
All your life.
I was just having so much fun. Can't stay focused. No, all my life, I really did always want to do this. I always wanted to. I was writing songs as a little kid and making things up, and wanted to sing. I wanted to do theater. I wanted to dance. I wanted to perform. But I loved writing, and I loved singing, and those were always the passion. So when I was 14, I was at a school choir concert. I think it was in the 8th grade. It was definitely middle school, so maybe I was 13. But it's in a choir concert. I met somebody there who was connected to the industry and started co-writing shortly after. And again, at that point, what do you know about yourself when you're 13, 14? I'll go back. I knew that I was a Christian. I believed that. I loved Jesus. I really did. Mm-hmm. I really did. In my capacity at 13 years old. I knew that I loved music. And so I was like, great, let's freaking do it. Let's go. And so I started riding around town with incredible songwriters and going into rooms, being so out of what I knew. I had written songs in my bedroom and in the backseat of the car on road trips. I'd never written in studios with professionals. And so I started writing songs. And again, like going back to that, when you're that age, you're writing with incredible songwriters. I just wanted to, I learned so much about songwriting. But you don't know who you are. I mean, y'all make music. It takes a minute to figure out what you want to say, what you want to sound like. And so I signed a record deal really young. I was 17. Signed a publishing deal shortly before. And again, I just loved making music. And I loved learning. I loved going into studios. And I think that I look back on that time, I was very consumed with making people proud. Again, I'm a type A people pleaser. I wanted to make people happy. I wanted whatever we were doing to work. Yeah. I knew about the industry. I had limited knowledge, but I knew that you could keep doing this if it worked. So I was desperate to hustle enough to make it work. I was not at all consumed about what's authentic to me. That was not really what was going through my mind at the time. I was 17 years old with a record deal, going to high school, going to the studio after, trying to figure out who I was, and also trying to figure out what Jesus meant to me at 17 years old, and balancing all of these things. And so quite naturally, it's self-discovery. It's when you're 18, you think you know who you are, but you just don't. You don't. No. It takes time. And so fell in love with music, and I feel like I'm at this beautiful point at 24 when I know who I am, and I like her. I really like her. Oh. And I like the music she's making because it feels like me, and it feels like what I'm actually going through. So that's my long-winded. I've been doing this for 10 years and just now feel like I figured it out. Yeah. So to anybody who feels like they don't know what they're doing, it took me 10 years.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you want to watch the full uncut version of this episode, you can head over to our Patreon for more exclusive content. That's patreon.com/thebondfire. Again, that's patreon.com/thebondfire. You can get exclusive content, watch ad-free episodes, and a whole lot more. So we'll see you over there.